It is in England, insulated
This
with
is part
mahogany
5.
and cotton, and little steam engine from New York, fitted to a building in Chicago. We've got there, the first tall building in the world. We're going to demonstrate the electromagnet here. The electromagnet won't work until the generator's working. Duncan's going to get that working now. We now have electricity available to energise the magnet to do real work. In big sense, you can lift tons of metal, on a teeny weeny point like that. You can lift tons if you have enough power from the electricity in the magnet. This is a twin-cylinder double-acting engine, possibly used in a paddle steamer. It's made in Australia, in the 1880s. Captain's in the wheelhouse and ordering the engineer to make the engine ready. Now, self-start on its own. In 1843, this funny little modding mechanism here was invented and it changed the Industrial Revolution into overdrive. The captain of the paddle steamer sees the snag ahead. You've got to stop immediately. Full astern! The engineer reverses the engine, the paddles claw the water, the ship shudders and shakes. We come to a stop midstream. We can check everything's okay and go by with equal alacrity. So the bi-directional nature of the engine, using Stephenson's link motion, the link connected to rods, changed shipping, mining and railways in a big way during the Industrial Revolution. The Titanic reversed her propellers using the link motion on the journey to hit the iceberg with the help of the little engine made in Scotland during the Second World War on the Clyde. One of the pair of pumping engines off a small ship was bringing supplies from America to England, and Duncan will demonstrate this. Now pumping malted milk over here for the kids, so when they were at sea, we would pump hot seawater out of the condensers back over the side into the ocean. And the side comes back. A closed system, you didn't see water flowing. Little ships like the Aurora, 1,260 tons, a German U-boat would surface, use the deck cannon to put a shell into the engine room. They would blow up the engine room on the ship, she'd be disabled. The men that were still alive would work the steam pumps to shut the phones down. The reciprocating pump will pump water through the fire service on the ship to cause the fire to be put out, hopefully. Otherwise, the ship would buckle from red heat in the middle from the fires, and the ship would collapse to a watery grave. The ash hoist engine of the ship, the airfield from Sydney, will lift the weight here. They would normally lift wet ash from the stokehold and dump it into the sea. I think I can. So lifting the weight up, speed will get faster as the engine heats up. The control of the weight is by the steam alone in the engine. Go down the generator. So another means of saving man's labour with shovels and buckets, using a steam engine to drive a winch to lift the weight up. Here we are. One little face there. Oh, the blue balloon's gone. Come and have a look at this little man. These are experiments that people were making in the 16 and 1700s. A man by the name of Galileo invented the first telescope. He also worked on gravitational forces. He had two weights that were different, and he allowed them to drop from the leaning tower of Pisa in Italy. And to his delight, they landed at the same place at the same time. Watch my feather. he reasoned if gravity in the earth wasn't equal, the place would be a difficult place to live. You watch my little jet of air here. This is the, don't get it tricky here. Watch this. You get that ball? This is the experiment to destroy the atmosphere with a high velocity jet of air at low pressure. So the ball will try and stay in the middle of that. When it bounces, it's bouncing off the air around it. So that's what's causing it to do what it's doing. It's doing the same thing, but it hasn't got the air in it now. These are experiments that allowed the world to change in the Industrial Revolution. The petrol engine carburettor relies on the Bernoulli effect, the de Laval nozzle, and the Venturi. Now, this is my little bottle trick. Right, stop. Yeah, you've got to make sure it's going to work. You're watching my bottle. It's empty of air, except that the air is under pressure. So I've got to make it hold it in. Watching. Now, another one of Galileo's friends, Torricelli, he was working on atmospheric pressure. Now watching, we're going to destroy the pressure inside the bottle. The pressure in the bottle is being drawn out, I hope, by my pump. We're now going to create a leak. I need a new bottle. Watching my bottle now. Try again. Before you apart. Now, you see my bottle's now flattened. We're going to let pressure back into the bottle. You watch the bottle now. See that? The pressure's rushing back into the bottle and pushing it out to its nearly original shape. Because the engineers put some stiffeners in, it won't go back until I overcome the pressure in the bottle by a little bit more by blowing in it. Like that? Incidentally, Torricelli and Galileo were going to be burnt at the stake in the Vatican Square for their heresies of looking at the moon with a telescope, creating vacuums, heretical behaviour. It would be nice if the world would be a bit poorer for that. There we are. Thank you all for coming. I hope that was of interest to you and have a good journey. Next train.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The railway was amazing. This was the part 5 of the video of this railway. I hope you enjoy. This is Lucas Train signing out. Like and subscribe.